Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City, and today I will be unboxing Beverly Hillbillies trading cards, which look like they were made by Cracker Barrel, quite frankly. Browns and that cream border. And it says, look for randomly inserted black gold foil cards. Can you imagine if we found that? It would be like my version of Bubbling Crude, and I would cash in and move away. Beverly Hills trading cards, over half in color. So, over half. How many cards are in here? 12 cards, so 7? I don't know, but definitely more than 6. This is the original TV series, of course, not the one the movie starring Jim Varney, who did a very good job and doesn't get enough credit. Everyone's talking earnest. Offer good while supplies last. For a heaping helping of hillbilly humor, read the new book, The Beverly Hillbillies by Stephen Cox. I assume that there's more good-natured, salt-of-the-earth kind of humor there. And the official Beverly Hillbillies trading card binder and collectible sheets, a custom imprinted vinyl 3-ring binder with 13 clear 9-pocket plastic sheets, enough to hold the entire 100-card set. Send $6.95 plus $2 shipping and handling to Eclipse Enterprises, Fordsville, California. Well, let's not waste any time. We're listening to a story. There's a man named Jed. And of course, Max Baer Jr. plays the son. His father was a very famous boxer. Oh, here's one in color. Here's his grandma, his granny, getting up to some fun, wacky stuff, as she often does. And she's talking to, you can't really see it that well. There's a gloss on it. Is this going to come into focus at some point within the next 5 minutes? Holy shit. Look at this all on the back here. Dear Lord, that old black magic. It said there's a crow in the Drysdale home, a gift from Ellie Mae. Margaret Drysdale, coincidentally an avid follower of astrology, is sick of the bird. But Milburn has put his financial foot down. The bird stays, and Mrs. D is instructed to pay a right neighborly visit to the Clampetts, misinterpreting Margaret's interest in the stars. Granny, first riled, see card number 12, is now convinced the social dowager is a pitiful slave of the devil needing to be exorcised. Meanwhile, exorcised in the exorcist sense. Meanwhile, after being around Miss D, the crow has picked up a passel of the old battle axe's most frequent phrases, a variety of insults in particular. Hence, Granny, on a mission of mercy, is convinced that Mrs. D has inadvertently turned herself into said crow. Vowing to break the spell and turn the newly feather-beaked socialite into her obnoxious normal self, we have Granny feverishly mixing anti-hex potions. Classic Beverly Hillbillies, hex, exorcism, long-winded plot. Why isn't this focused a little bit? It would be nice. So she thinks the bird, one of her friends possessed the bird, and she's going to get it out with one of her old-fashioned potions. Okay, here's another card. This one in black and white is Jed. These are easily the worst. There we go. There's Jed there, and there's a poodle. Duke steals a wife. It's spring. Love and orange blossoms are in the air. These are fucking novels on the back of this. But not so for poor old Duke. He's got the misery so bad that even his favorite bone fails to get a rise out of him. Ew. Jed asks Granny to whip up a special spring tonic, but Granny sees clearly that tonic's not the answer. She knows the cure for his melancholic canine is female companionship. As luck would have it, Ms. Drysdale is expecting the arrival of Colette, a perfect bride for her prized poodle, Claude. See card number 51. Of course, you all remember card number 51. Colette, however, is most egalitarian, and as Granny predicted, Duke is, for him, galvanized into action. In this shot, old Duke, while getting acquainted with the mysterious French stranger, is about to take her somewhere more private. Claude has been jilted. Ah, well, all's fair in love and war. Vive l'amour is what it says in the end here. So this episode is about dogs falling in love and having sex. Lot of pet plots. And here's a nice, oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful color image. Look at the blue helmets. What is this, like a little United Nation thing there? That's nice. It's a military school is the title of this one. Jethro's done got himself. Jethro's done got himself. Yet another true life's calling. This time it's being a 5-star general. He somehow found out that he should first go to West Point, but his much vaunted 6th grade education puts him back in grammar school, roughly on par with a 9-year-old. Mr. Drysdale manages to coerce the commandant of Havenhurst, a prestigious local military academy catering to boys aged 9 and under, into accepting Cadet Private Bodine, C card number 6. But even among 8-year-olds, Jethro is out of his depth, as amply illustrated in this shot. We see Cadet Bodine's incapable of executing a simple about-face order. Looks like it's back to Fry Cook, card number 103, or Master Spy, card number 85, or Movie Mogul, card number 56, or Musical Virtuoso, card number 20, or, well, you get the point. So there's Jethro. They're all facing one way. He's facing the other. The poor guy can't do anything right. He's not even wearing the right colored boots. That's how you know something's askew. Another vocational failure for poor Jethro. And we're back to black and white here. Oh, something's happened. They've taken down Jethro. They've pinned him down. Maybe he was caught smuggling something, or he's caught in a Ponzi scheme. They see, or he's fallen and his hat is stuck in the ground. I'm not quite sure. Let's see what it says. Double Knot Jethro is the name of this one. I'm going to use that accent again. Here's a nifty shot of Jethro prostrate on the floor. He was showing off to a dumbfounded Mr. Cushing, Drysdale's banking rival, by donning his iron-rimmed double-knot spy hat just a tad too quick. C card number 85. Birds chirping in the room spins... What? Birds chirp and the room spins as an irresistible about 10 pounds of cast-iron chapeau meets an immovable object. Jethro's Cro-Magnon-like solid-boned noodle. They're so mean to this man. Dang it. 007 didn't have enough of these here problems. Not a night, Agent Bodine. And here's a totally different cast of behind the scenes, it says. When Donna Douglas was in her teens, she was a cheerleader and beauty queen. She became Miss New Orleans in 1957. So there's Jethro. That's that, of course, that wonderful episode where he put on a spy hat made of iron and fell into the floor. That's Jethro. And here, oh, this is some good stuff. Some of these people have come from out of town for sure. Oh, Lord. What are we going to do with these people? Seems like there's no end to Ms. Drysdale's schemes for ridding herself of the Clampetts. Knowing how superstitious these bumpkins are, see card number 93, need I say more? She hires Narda and her son Yurko to convince Granny that there's impending doom if the family stays. But when they find out that Granny has $15 million, Narda chimes Granny by predicting a dark, handsome man will soon enter her life, namely Yurko. When Ms. Jane and Mr. D get wind of this, they promptly don garb and rush to squash this scam. Drysdale attempts to rival Yurko, but Granny don't cotton to marrying no dang Yurko anyway. Amid the confusion, Mr. Drysdale drops in to see how things are going. She fails to recognize Milburn in his garb and proceeds to spill the beans about her original plans. Thus, we have this shot of an enraged Mr. Drysdale about to thrash his meddling wife. Some of these sentences don't age well. That's the memorable episode. Here's Jethro. This is a classic. This could be from absolutely any episode ever as it comes into focus. As it comes into focus. As it comes in. Can we start? Will it? There we go. See, I got to get closer. There, it's so much better. Jed plays Solomon. Pearl's in town for an indefinite stay, and she and Granny ain't getting on. What with Pearl yodeling and Granny manufacturing rheumatitis medicine on her. Still, it takes a Solomon indeed to keep a home in order. Granny and Pearl are kin, but Granny goes too far by calling the law on Pearl. See card number 32. What Granny don't know is that policeman Eddie is Pearl's only yodeling pupil, and the fact is he's more upset with Granny's still than crank calls about yodeling. Thus, we have Granny begging Jed to let her live out her days back in the bosom of her family, rather than expelled and shamed from kin, at the mercy of scorching, freezing, dry, wet California. Put back your hankies, suckers. I love how they wrote this colloquially and, and phonetically. So there's Granny, and she's begging Jed, who, and now it won't go into focus, which is great. It's just a slap in my face, quite frankly. Oh, here's another one in color. What's going on here? So it seems like someone's been caught. This gentleman does not, look at the eyebrows on that prick, huh? And look at the hats on the gals. This is a fancy day. Nice luggage. Something is afoot. Oh, the mayor of Bug Tussle. There ain't been a ruckus like this since Miss Drysdale got wind of old Duke commencing to spark with her prize poodle Claude. Which, see, now you remember that from before. In short, Amos Wentworth Hogg, the ever-popular mayor of Big Tussle, is honoring the Clampetts with a visit. See card 17. Truth to tell, the mayor is a right smooth hustler with a plan in mind, blowing off Big Tussle in pursuit of bigger game. Jed's millions. Mr. Drysdale eventually makes Amos see the error of his ways, but until then, it's the royal treatment all the way. Note, as might be expected, most of the humor concerning Mayor Hogg is by nature porcine, or porcine, pig-related. Clampett notions, when Jed becomes president of his own corporation, he's eager to get one of those fancy leather lunchboxes, a briefcase. There's an asterisk here, courtesy of the Beverly Hillbillies by Stephen Cox. So you can read more fun anecdotes like that, and then that whole Beverly Hillbillies book. You guys are gonna love it. Oh my goodness, Jethro, what have you done? And what a robe! Please come into focus, please, you bastard. What? Like, why? It's right here. There we go. Look at the gold robe. And Jed is picked. Jed's going to slap him across the face. Cimarron Drip. Well, doggies. Dash Rip Rock is back in town, but only this time he's fixing to star in his own TV series, Bachelor Sheriff Knows Best, which you could probably greenlight today. Naturally, Jethro was desperate to be the co-star. Dash lets him down easy by telling him that he'd be perfect for the role except the three little things. 1, Jethro can't ride. 2, Jethro can't rope. And 3, Jethro can't act. Of course, the starstruck lad refuses to be discouraged by such technicalities. He just plumb knows that he has what it takes to be a TV superstar. See card 30. Hence, we're treated to this close-up of the big idiot showing an incredulous Jed his version of the Valentino stare. Seems the time has come for Jed to once again have a talk with that boy. See, that's him. That's his actory. It's his actory face. Let me get it again. Will we ever see this again? How close? There we go. Better? There we go. Jed's not one for acting. Isn't it? Oh, Granny's falling. Maybe she put on the spy hat. There we go. And a nice glare. She fell off the curb. Jed plays Solomon. This is from that other episode again. Once more, Granny and Pearl are at each other's throats, and once more it's up to Jed to keep the peace. Pearl's decided that Beverly Hills is sorely in need of a first-class yodeling teacher, and she proceeds to hang out her shingle offering lessons. This puts Granny into a rage, causing her to do the unthinkable, calling the police on her own kin. Although she's done that, previously. Shamed in front of Jed and the family, Granny sees only one honorable way out. See card number 11. We won't explain it here. Which brings us this picture of her under the bumper of the police car, just begging the officers off camera. Thanks for letting me know that. To run her over and ease the stain she's placed on the Clampett name. Jed, never one for melodrama, eventually hauls her out from under, and she and Pearl make up once again. For the moment, that is. It's a very cheeky narrator. Maybe an unreliable narrator. Who is he? We never quite knew. Oh, speaking of Granny, she got up to a lot on this show. They would just make her do something weird there we go, every episode. That's a poster, is it not? The Italian Cook. It's the name of this episode. Well, doggies, here's Granny astride a bike, bumming rubber at a Petticoat Junction to get back to Beverly Hills. Jethro, using Jed's name, has sent her a telegram describing desperate conditions at home, victuals-wise. See card number 74. But that was before he found a new cook to put an end to Ellie's toxic kitchen creations. The new cook, Maria, is young, beautiful, and Italian. Seems like victuals is the only thing on her mind, too. Whenever anyone says howdy, she says ciao. Ciao. They spelt it like food, but corrected. In any case, Granny finally arrives, only to find everyone's well-fed and fancy-free. Looks like Jethro's going to manja his victuals standing up for a while after Granny's through with him. Well, ciao, folks. Behind the scenes. By this time, producer-creator Paul Hennig has his 3 popular hick shows, Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction, and the surreal Green Acres intermingling on occasion. Good for Paul Hennig to do Beverly Hillbillies, say it was successful, and then go, let's do the absolute reverse, and it will also work. That is a smart man. Oh, Lord. Look at this set. You just knew the streets were always too smooth. Can we get in there? Let me see if we can. Better? Better, worse? Oh, Jesus. There we go. Now looking at this horse and carriage on this beautiful studio street. Am I back in focus? This episode's called The Buggy. Folks, meet Lightning. That's the name Granny's drummed up for the fugitive from the glue factory, and that she's planning on giving to Miss Drysdale. Granny's just aching to do some back-home-style buggy racing, but she likes a stacked deck. Granny has a pure-bred Lady Belle, see card 31, while Miss Drysdale's got, well, Lightning. Jed, honest as ever, is pretty upset at Granny's tricky ways, but she ain't taking any chances at having all of Beverly Hills talking about how Margaret Drysdale bested her in a buggy race. As for Margaret, who's never been anything but a limousine, nobody's done told her nothing. But that's another story. Indeed it is, and you would have to find another card to find that story. They don't even tell you what number. Uh-oh. And the final card, high drama here. Jethro really fucked it. He's in jail on the property. Simon Legree Drysdale. While the Clamperts are living in a cabin that Drysdale had built on the family's estate to curb their homesickness, Milburn's greed gets out of hand, even by his standards. Why let the Clampett mansion go to waste? He then proceeds to turn the place into a, quote, hotel for women, principally his secretarial pool, from whom he collects $5 rent per week per girl. See card number 8. I don't think I'm allowed to show you card number 8. The Clamperts find out about the girls and praise Milburn's kind act in giving these homeless doves a roost. Jethro is especially pleased, so much so that, as we see here, they are forced to lock up the boy in an iron cage, which they just happen to have on the property. Seems Jed waited a tad too long for that long talk with that boy. It was the ever controversial Simon Legree Drysdale episode. They had to put Jethro in, quite frankly, a very roomy cell. Well, that was the Beverly Hillbillies. No black foil cards. Gonna have to get more of these cards. And you know what they say at the end of every Beverly Hillbillies? I hope you come round the bend. Grandmas, we're gonna have a good time soon.